Damn, here's a mess. We're just gonna roll with it. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have more posters to look at. Pretty soon here, I know I said like 2 videos ago now that we'd be getting interviews, but they're definitely coming soon. I actually just had to just get them done. I just started a new job, so that's kind of more important at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna be getting those soon, so please stay tuned, because I guarantee you'll enjoy both the posters that go along with these interviews as well as the interviews themselves. Without further ado, let's begin today's posters. So to start here, we have The King Rises. Now, I came up with this poster based off of this inspiration piece, being the Sonder poster. The supporting text here, where I just changed it to be my CR own, and the main body of the poster here being crown instead of the waves of color. And these waves of color immediately reminded me of those posters that just have like the pink and then it gradients out like in a circle. And I didn't want to do something like that because I think those kind of posters are a little bit stupid, as it'll just say like tranquility or something like that. Just you get a color that fades into the background and it's supposed to make you feel a certain way when you look at it. And I understand like the psychological aspect. I just don't really like that kind of art myself. Anyway, here we actually have the main body, like I was saying, being The King Rises. Looking at the typeface, it is actually Bonjour in the regular font style, and the supporting one is not activated at the moment, but it's there, so I won't touch it. Whatever. And for the main colors here, I wanted to kind of use some of this great graininess here that's being presented in the inspiration piece and kind of move it over here with just doing another pointillism thing that I used by just throwing my logo against this grid of all these dots, pretty much to make pointillism again, but then use the negative space to cut out the logo there. So I pretty much had this entire grid together and then just individually got rid of each of these balls. And then it does look like I use like a black or a very dark gray here, but this is something that I'm really glad that I use, and I may most likely be using in the future, again at least. This color is just made up of the three of the like the 4 main colors, at least in printing. I used the cyan here, I used magenta, and I used yellow. And then those together, you can see here, we have the 3 primary that start to make some secondary colors, and them all together make this tertiary just being a more gray, at least within the printing sense, all coming together like that. And also just the, I believe the opacity that I put it at, no, not the opacity, the blending mode that I put it into actually served very well for actually making sure, just like that, we get that really cool effect. I really enjoyed making this because I actually get to mess around with this more visual and like literal effect happening that we can even do in our own daily lives. If you like hold up different sheets of film like cyan, magenta, yellow, and even like black, if you put those all together, you can get different colors. It's super cool. I digress. This is going to be our first poster. Again, one that I really enjoyed, and in the middle there, I wanted to kind of focus on the eye's ability to both pick out a shape and also like struggle to pick out a shape, because just looking at it from afar, it seems fuzzy. So it seemed like it's more on a older CRT, and you just see this logo kind of like spinning on this point map just around and around while being like fuzzy but also in focus kind of thing, just as the old CRTs were. But yeah, that's going to be our first poster. I really liked making this one. I hope you like this one. Let's move on to the second one. For our second poster of today, we have another drink one called The Rusty Nail. Now, I started getting really into just knowing what different drinks I can make. Like I kind of said in previous years, but this year I discovered that I like darker liquor, and through looking through a lot of drinks that involved like bourbon, gin, and just some other darker liquors, I discovered, the old fashions, there's a Manhattan, and then I landed on this one that I thought was pretty cool called the Rusty Nail. One of its nicknames is your grandfather's drink, because apparently this thing is just pretty much just bitter all the way through as you're drinking it, and it seems like you just stuck a rusty nail in it kind of thing. It's just, like I said, bitter all the way through. But this one, I wanted to go with this more rustic style to match the name of the drink itself, as my other three, because I also did a Heineken one. My other three were all different styles of being like either simpler or just hand-drawn, that kind of thing. But here, I wanted to actually go with more grain to everything, having this glass with this nice base here, being as if it's being set on a wooden table, with all the detail in the glass coming through, and even the details in the ice cubes all together here, all being in the glass of pretty much whiskey here, and then being topped with this nice rusty nail that I found and was able to throw on top, and then add a nice, what seems to be a part of normal rusty nails, is just adding like the skin of a lemon afterwards, after all the bitters and everything are in there. And this actually did come from here, which that is apparently a rusty nail, and I wanted to try to use aspects of that over in my image, and then using the rustic, literally just called the rustic typeface, for our type there, to actually create a nice lance to everything, mainly to just tilt the poster a little bit and match some of the angles that I put the colors, while every element in here is kind of very natural and easy flowing. I tried to make the colors very sharp so that it would actually differentiate and actually balance everything out. As while this is very straight, these are very curvy. You can see, like I was already hovering here, like these are very straight while the ice cubes are curvy. I left these in here, these being straight with like the rust stains on here, while the nail itself has like more curves to it. And then even here, I tried to add more fullness to the peel, but when you get in close here, you can see that the peel is not full, even down in here. And that was purposeful because I wanted to make it sharper. And then even to the grunge texture in the background here, just adding a background, because I thought it just sitting upon this like gray background was just seemed boring. So I wanted to add the grunge to further drive home that it is rusty. Also try to match that texture on the nail super up close. That's going to be the second poster. Again, another one that I really enjoyed making. All of my drink posters that I've made, I've been super happy with. And I hope to continue that if I'm to continue making drink posters. But yeah, that's going to be the second one. Move on to the third. And for our third poster, we have a Vinland Saga poster. I entitled it, "I Am the Hunter," from this quote in the manga being, "I am the hunter, and then you are the hunted. It's just as simple as that." And I specifically chose that based off of our inspiration, actually, being this Starfire poster. And I immediately thought of like the Teen Titans Starfire, but I wanted to mainly focus on the more like metal aspect of it, being the woman in the middle here. And I thought immediately of like Vinland Saga, because it's not like metal per se, it's just very grungy, and I thought of that from this. So taking a look here, we have Thorfinn's arm holding a sword as he utters this quote. Now, this quote isn't exactly from this moment, but I wanted to put these together to kind of show that at moments Thorfinn can lash out even though he doesn't want to. And when people kind of press him to that point, the vibe that he gives off is that he just becomes straight up like the predator rather than the prey in that situation, as people begin to underestimate his ability, especially from him having already fought in a war. It's pretty crazy. Vinland Saga, if you haven't seen it, is an amazing anime. Go watch it, and then if you want to kind of get more of the source material, go read the manga. Also very good. Super simple. I found the image and all of the text pretty much online, so while it isn't my original art, I kind of like threw it together to make this piece. Super simple, black and white. I really like it. I hope you like it. It's pretty much going to be the final poster. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed all the posters from today, as I thought they were pretty strong posters. Let me know down in the comments which poster was your favorite, as I always love to know. And if you guys want to head over to my portfolio website, like I've been saying, you guys can see all of my posters there that I've done, as well as some of my other work. And from this year, year 3, you guys can see some of the collaborative work that was done as I continue to do that. Coming up to year 4, hell, in 4 or 5 months now, which is crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like, subscribe, do all that nice stuff, because it always helps. But yeah, that's all. Love you guys. Bye-bye.